I just realized I don't have a tea.
We can share this bowl.
Guys, this dress is from Amazon and it's like not sucking it in.
If they don't give me proper credit, you can fuck away.
We just have to commit to this. Hey everyone, welcome back to Wow. So Mal, what are we going to talk about today?
Today, we will be talking about first dates. The perfect first date.
How to have a perfect first date. Some of my friends in New York, apparently, they go on a lot of first dates, but then they don't get like calls back or there's no follow-up. And I think there's a theory around the fact that there's just a lot of options in New York. And I think things are slightly different in San Francisco. Mal has a lot more experience than me in first dates recently because I've been in a relationship for like 6 years now. So first date has been established. What are the steps you take to have the perfect first date? And of course, what's the first thing you have to think about? The outfit.
Exactly. And we'll go back and forth of what our experiences or my experiences were,
Right.
and then what could be the picture perfect ideal first date.
Sure. Mal has her first date outfits on lock. She has a selection of quite a few, so Mal, I'll let you get into your top picks.
I like to go with sultry. I think this is a lot for a first date. I have a square neckline long sleeve from Aritzia that I love to wear. It has an inlet detailing, and then for pants, I like to go for skinny jeans and a little boot.
I want to make a comment on this because I think this varies per person. At the end of the day, you want to wear what you're going to look best in, and I think it's really important to understand what your vibe is. So Mal was talking about how she's a little bit more girly and sultry. Like for me, I lean more towards a grungier vibe, so I wouldn't wear something as dainty and feminine per se, because that's not really what I feel the most confident in and what I feel like my image is.
I agree. I think you should be dressing like your personality.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be dressing like an alter ego.
But there are a few considerations to make, especially when it comes to modesty. That's a hot take.
It is a hot take. I thought trying to be the modest you can is the best thing ever.
Before we started filming, we asked my boyfriend what are his thoughts on the perfect first date outfit. Should you be modest, should you not? And he was really saying that he wants something that will show off
Your figure.
your assets, your figure. So
Your assets.
And he's just a boob guy, so he likes the low V.
Oh, not the ass?
Personally, I would never wear a low V on the first date because I feel like that sends the message of like too fucky, like too seductive. Might be sending the wrong vibe. Personally.
Honestly, I've been pretty observant around San Francisco and like first date vibes. If I see a couple at a restaurant, I'm like, oh, are they on a first date? A lot of girls here dress pretty modest. Jacket always, maybe the inside whatever top is turtleneck or like mock neck. It's like I can't even see your figure. So maybe guys are into that.
You know, there's this whole idea of like leave some to the imagination.
Totally.
But also like if you feel confident in like a lower cut top, like rock that.
So maybe this is a controversial opinion to have. Because I wear more of a showy outfit, guys are more inclined to touch me or like hold hands with me or ask to go to the next bar with me. Maybe if I wore more of a conservative outfit, it'll send a better message.
I think the vibes are just different. Like some vibes are more girl next door, some vibes are more like taking me to your door.
To anyone who's watching this that I went on a first date with, I hope that wasn't the message I was sending.
Honestly, I think it's more the things you say than what you're wearing. Some examples, pop them up here. Example 1. I think we have some photo examples.
Maybe I'll have like 2 examples.
Yeah.
I only honestly wear my one outfit.
If I was gonna wear a first day outfit, maybe I'd wear...
I feel like you would wear something like luxurious.
Right, because I'm luxurious.
Yeah.
We've established what to wear.
So wear your personality.
Yeah.
Be comfortable, but
Be
also
confident.
show off a little bit.
Yeah.
If you want. Okay.
So we've established what you should potentially wear. Now we're gonna talk about where to go.
I have gone from like high end to honestly, I've never been to like a low end place. Not like low end as in In-N-Out or something, but even a coffee date. I haven't ever done that. I've never done
first date.
Yeah, I've never done like a walk in the park action. It's always been dinners for me. And I do get comments from the guy saying, oh, I usually don't like to do dinner dates, but I had a great time with you. Or like, I usually don't like it because if you don't like the person, it gets extended. Personally, I think dinner dates at a more nicer restaurant is always kind of fun because you get to try different meals and you get to see what their food take is.
That's because you like food. You're a foodie. My first date with my boyfriend, granted we were in college, maybe slightly a different vibe when you're both like working adults, but we actually went to a state park in Santa Cruz. We did like a little hike walking around the area, and then we went and just got mid-tier burger place after. It was a little bit more of a chill vibe. It's also hard because even though that was our first date, that wasn't our first meeting. That
So
also
what
plays
was
into
the
different
first
dynamics.
meeting for you guys?
Oh, well, we knew each other in college, so we met at like parties. We saw each other a lot at parties, so we kind of had a familiarity of each other and we knew each other. Our situation might have been slightly different than yours because we've had several outings where we've been together before that like official date.
So I guess in that sense, you don't need to impress with a dinner or like, you know,
Right.
it doesn't have to be so romantic in that
Yeah,
sense.
it's not super courting vibes. It's kind of like you're hanging out with this person that you like, and there's a lot more of a like talking phase before you get into exclusive dating because you're just around each other a lot more.
Maybe a dinner is too intimate and romantic for the first one. Like you're literally trying to get to know that person in like a friend way. Maybe my approach isn't the best. I know a lot of girls in SF love doing the coffee dates.
Right.
Love doing
Yeah.
the very casual, quick 20 to 30 minutes and then you're out of there. Ideal, probably a lunch.
Lunch dates are so hard though because they're in the middle of the day. You go on a weekend in the middle of the day.
I would say like a Sunday lunch. Saturday, you do not want to give up your whole Saturday for this person.
Right.
Sunday, you know there's Monday coming up.
I'm for a coffee date. I feel like if I was dating now, I prefer to
Wow.
go get coffee very low key. If he doesn't buy your coffee, please.
I heard some people don't.
I know.
I
like if they
heard.
get there and they just buy their own coffee and then they're like, you can
Waiting.
grab your coffee.
What
Didn't
is
that happen
going
to you?
on?
My other friend was telling me how she went on a coffee date with this guy. By the time she got there, he was already there and he had already gotten his coffee and was like drinking his coffee. And he was like, oh yeah, you can like grab your coffee and like sit here.
That's so casual.
I know. I'm like,
That's like not even
we
a
on
date.
a networking session?
Are you my boss?
Literally.
My boss would buy me my coffee.
So that's why I'm like, if they're disappointing you right off the bat, like coffee is low barrier
That's
to entry.
true. I've just never done it, and it just feels so hard to do that sober. Like dating sober. Let's grab
Because you can have a drink.
yeah, let's grab a drink, or like let's grab dinner with the drink, you know. But coffee, damn. I respect that though.
And if coffee goes well, then do quick follow-up dinner date. Okay, Mal, so you've been dating in the city for a little bit. Can you tell us some of the hot spots that you think are a good vibe for a first date?
I would say Mamanoko's was great.
Mm-hmm.
It is more pricey. You just have to be careful about that. Horse Feather's good.
Actually, I feel like Horse Feather was cute because it's kind of like not a bar, but it's not a full restaurant.
You
So
have
I
to
like
make
that.
sure you get a reservation because you don't want to be standing out there. Their duck fat fries, so good. So good. Whereas I love their mole. Rad House for more like brunch or even just grabbing like a midday beer. If they've never seen that side of SF in the marina, it's beautiful.
I love a good place that has like decent food and a nice view, but I'm dying that you listed like all places except Horse Feather. Honestly, I don't know if this would be a lot for a first date.
Oh my god, you're gonna say Prospect.
Dude, no. What the fuck? That's like a fancy ass restaurant. I was gonna say Moongate Lounge.
Dude, that's too sexy.
That's the point. Well, I just
What are we
think
trying to get out of this first date? Or or a live?
Dude. Okay, so what I like about it has a very cool ambiance. There's food there and there's drinks there. And it's the type of place where you would go like at night, but not too late at night.
Huh? I was pointing saying she hasn't been.
Yeah, I haven't been there yet.
It's
But I don't know if it's a lot for a first date.
very sensual ambiance to it. I love the interior. It's dimly lit. It has like little lights and it's like purple so you get into the mood. But it's a lot for a first date, I would say.
What about like Bodega or Celeste, like a wine bar?
Oh,
So maybe like an evening wine and bites. I feel like Cavagna was really cute, and that's also kind of like drinks and bites.
I would love that. Rise Over Run, it's pretty low key.
Shelby's.
I've
Yeah.
always been wanting to try Starlight.
So this is a great segue into if you're having a first date, which is a dinner, who pays? Obviously, we want to say the man always pays, but we're going to speak about some reality here. Malabuchi, take it away.
I'm just sad, guys. I get it. In this day and age, everything's equal. You know, women have...
It doesn't have to be that way.
Especially in SF where there's a lot of female empowerment and we're individuals and we can actually pay for ourselves. So
Right.
girl power. I miss the 19.
Were you there? Or just the traditional chivalry? But that is rooted in people thinking that women can't take care of themselves.
Is it, or is it just like, oh, I really like her and I just want to impress her. The thing I'm going to do is pay for it.
We have transitioned into, okay, now it's no longer like I am the male and I'm most likely making more money or whatever. Now, a lot of women, I think, especially in SF, probably make more money than the guy. And that's what we've
care.
Okay, I know, but I'm saying that's what we've seen time and time again. And that's probably their excuse where it's like, she can hold her own. I'm not saying that's the right way of thought,
And
but I'm
some
just saying,
women do want to pay for themselves, so respect to that. But I'm just saying.
no, we're not respecting that.
No?
No, we're respecting that. We want men to step it up.
You don't even have to like her on the first date. If you just think she was cute, the talk went great, just pay for the meal. If it's over $100
Per person.
yeah, talk about it, maybe.
Talk about it. If you go into it and you know that you're paying as a guy, pick a place that's like affordable or that you're
Yeah.
willing to pay. This is just for the first date. Okay, even moving forward, there is some room for discussion. On the first date, the guy should always pay. However, my boyfriend brought up a good point that he thinks it should be whoever is the pursuer is paying. We often assume that, oh, it's the man always pursuing. But honestly, that's not necessarily true. And if the woman is the one who's like asking the guy to go out somewhere, I don't want to say like she should pay, but changes
I
the
guess,
dynamic.
yeah, she should pay if she really wants the guy.
I guess she has to win him over.
Yeah.
That's my story.
Yeah, that's her story.
As my boyfriend was saying that point, Mal brought up a really good counter of her experience where a lot of times, especially if you're meeting on apps, it's not really like one person pursuing another. It's more so you both agree to meet, you both kind of plan out a place together. So that's when the lines get really blurred.
It's more nuanced. Both are going to see each other. It's not like you already have I like this person so much, I want
Right.
to pursue him feeling yet.
I'm now having a revelation. This is a very modern issue because a lot of the times back then, since we didn't have apps like Hinge or any other dating type of apps, there would always be a pursuer. You met in person, there had to be one person reaching out, being the one to coordinate. But now that we have things like apps, both people don't necessarily even need to be interested to be open to going on a date. So that introduces a whole new gray area.
Yeah, that's very true.
So that's probably why it's so much more complicated now, because it's not like one person is clearly pursuing and asking the other person out. It's more so like we can jointly be like, sure, we could like try it and just coordinate from there.
And it feels like a chess game. Every time the check comes, I just can't just do the waiting. So I throw my card down because I just hate that awkward wait.
But I don't think you should throw your card down. I think that's the wrong behavior. I think you should wait a little bit and see how they react, because it can be a few different situations. Okay, they'll pick it up right away and pay it. If you're fast to put your card down, they're going to be like, oh, this girl wants to pay. So I think you should wait a little bit.
So I took that advice and I did wait, and then it got even weirder.
So you've had to split it more times than you've had the guy pay.
Oh yeah, majority. So chivalry is dead.
So I want to dive deeper into your different experiences with the check. A lot of people can relate to different situations where it's been super awkward or you're not sure how to navigate the check. Can you walk me through situations?
So the check comes, I throw my card down. Scenario one.
Which I don't think any girl should do that. At
And
least
then-
don't do it immediately.
So I throw my card down, I look at the tab, and then they'll be like, oh, do you want to split? And I'm like, yeah. In a usual friend setting, when the check comes, someone takes it up and they'll be like, oh, okay, I'll put it. You don't want that awkward, who's gonna pay? Oh, is she gonna pay? Oh, is he gonna pay? Oh, am I gonna, like, I just hate that. Money is money. We can like Venmo each other. We can figure it out
Right.
later. I just hate the stalling because it's so icky to me.
But in a date, like sometimes they'll even bring the check and people won't even realize.
People not realize that the check is there.
Or they just want to keep talking to you. And like, I just don't think there's ever a situation where you need to, on a date, immediately place your card down.
So the second scenario is that I do the waiting game. Check comes, pretend I don't see, I do not have any vision from here to under. No one acknowledges the check. Usually, they don't acknowledge it either.
Right. So it just sits there for a
It
really
just
long
sits
awkward
there.
time.
The waiter comes again. They're like, oh, do you guys still need more time? Or they pick up the check thinking the card is in there.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh my God. They'll be like, oh, how do you want to do this?
I would wait until the how do you want to do this, because it's purely them. And they have to go through the awkwardness. If he says, how do you want to do this? I would split it. Because at that point, it's clear that he doesn't want to pay. Because if he wanted to pay, he would just pay. If he's asking, how do you want to do this? Like, okay, split in half. Unless I really liked the guy, I would not go on a second date with him, because it signals to me that he's not that interested. But if I was interested, then I would go on a follow-up date.
The last one is when they just take the check and put their card in. And I'm like, oh, no, we can split it. And then he goes, no, don't worry about it. And then I just go, ah! Even if I'm not feeling 100% about that person, if he does that, oh my God. Like,
your bar
take
is
me
low.
home, country road.
Your bar is on the floor. Even in that situation, I would never say, oh no, like let's split it. No.
You're going to get haters.
If they're grabbing it and they're paying for it, why would I actively be like, oh no, let's split it?
Because it's courtesy.
No. That's sending the message that maybe I'm not interested. You can be thankful, but not super impressed, grateful, like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. This is the best thing. Just be like, thank you so much. That was so kind of you. Period.
She's good. However, she's the one that pays. Remember, guys? She says this, but she's the one that usually pays, so.
Totally true. My situation was completely different in that I was the pursuer and I always had more money.
So ideally, the guy pays. The girl sits there and just thanks them. Period.
Yeah, thank you. But as you should.
Yeah. And I'll bring another value to the table. I'll bring the...
Why did you have to... Why?
I'm not talking... Wait.
We've recapped what to wear on the first date,
Outfits.
where to go, who pays, and now we're going to discuss next steps. So whether this be you're having a really great time on the date and you're continuing that date, or setting up your plan for the second date.
For dinner date, let's say the continuation part, if you did like the dinner and he pays, go for a drink. I love that. And then end it.
Yeah, I think you've been really great at after your dinner dates. If you're enjoying your time, you'll go out to like the bars that are close by. But then if you extend the first date, how do you do the after the date?
A lot of the times, it never ended up being a second date. But if I were to do a second date, so that night I'd be like, oh, that was such a great time. And then usually I don't initiate. And they would say, when are you free next time?
So you would text, thanks so much for the night, whatever.
Had a great time.
Had a great time. And then you wait for them.
Yeah. And if they don't, then I might do a little, hey, are you free?
If you like them.
If I like them.
Okay. And final question for you. Do you kiss on the first date?
I love that question. I don't think I've ever not kissed on the first date. I'm trying to think, guys. Yeah, I don't. That is not good, honestly. I'm realizing that's probably not good behavior.
Well, maybe you just want to see if you have chemistry with them. I honestly don't hate a kiss on the first date, but not for everyone. Only for who deserves it.
What kind of kiss are we talking about? Like a little...
I know you fully make out with every single person.
Everyone, I don't, okay?
I'm kidding. Just a little kiss. I mean, if there's good chemistry, yeah, go for the kiss. Okay. No more than a peck.
What if they try?
No, they're not getting anything more than a peck on the first date. Wow. You're going to get canceled.
Kiss is okay from Melody's side. I would say...
Personally.
Let's keep our Mormon pants on. No kissing, no touching. You just kind of give them puppy dog eyes. There you go. That's all they get.
Well, you have to leave them like kind of wanting more and like wanting to see you again. Like have that rush of excitement.
Yeah. Personally, I wouldn't kiss.
I think beyond that, again, maybe sending the wrong message.
I thought you... Should I cut that out?
Yes. Adult dating is definitely different than college dating. I will say that. People have more serious intentions about, is this person going to be someone that I want to be my boyfriend, girlfriend, potentially husband, wife? College, it's kind of like more low-key.
Start with friends because you both don't know your origins yet. You don't know backgrounds and all of that important stuff. It's really hard, and let me just tell you, my successes are 0. So if you want to take any of our advice with a grain of salt, and she has 0 experience in adult dating as well. Through my failures, I've learned a lot.
Hey, you only fail if you stop trying. You're just not at the success yet. You're mid-journey. You haven't failed.
I only fail if I stop trying.
Right.
So what's
if you
my
keep
0?
Going, if you keep going, you're not failing.
Haven't I failed my dates?
No, you just have not gotten success yet.
I'm still in the process.
Yeah. Like, you haven't failed at dating. You just haven't succeeded yet.
I feel like I read so many books. No, I don't. I feel like I look up YouTube videos. Right. I like go on blogs. I ask for like a lot of different, and I'm saying a lot of different people's advice. Old to young to literally pets. And I literally cannot master this dating thing. Is anyone on the same boat as me? Comment below and sub.
I mean, I firmly believe that there's someone out there for you, but not everyone's gonna be your cup of tea. And same the other way. If someone's not 100% for you, like, you don't want them. In adult dating, it doesn't need to be sparks flying right away. I think you can still continue to explore that person and learn to grow and love that person for who they are. So even if you're not completely swooned by them on the first date, that doesn't mean that that's a failure or that they're not your person.
You have to work together to develop a relationship and develop attraction. In the beginning, it might be that chase, but that's going to die down so quickly. So you also, as a woman, have to put in some effort. And I learned that. Yeah. Like, I'm so bad at approaching people because innately afraid of rejection. It's like hard for me to be like, oh, can we do this? Oh, are you free this time? Like, I don't want to look like I'm the pursuer. One, and getting told no.
That's so interesting because I feel like the whole reason why in the past I was successful and I feel like I would be successful is because I do not care if someone tells me no. And I do not care about pursuing.
She does not care.
If they're rejecting me, they will one day love me. I know. I'm so persistent. Like, if I truly want that person, then I will get them.
If I truly want that person, I'm out of there. You will never see me.
If Mal likes you, she like will run the opposite direction. If she doesn't care about you, she will talk you up, be like the best, most amazing person ever.
Don't say that, because I don't want people who I've talked up to watch this video.
They should watch this video, and if they do, subscribe. I think that's pretty much the end of it. You've listened to a whole bunch of advice from two people who are extreme failures.
Honestly, Melody isn't a failure. She has been in a long-term relationship for 6 years. They're continuously growing. But for me, I'm just glowing up every single day, getting bigger boobs, getting bigger ass, and no one.
I mean, we don't...
What else do I have to grow, dude? I've grown my brain too.
Just keep trying, Mal. I also think that whenever Mal goes into a date, she is so empathetic and kind of has an idea of what the other person might want in a partner. So then Mal changes and morphs herself into what she thinks that they may like, which isn't really truly authentically you. And that's where I think things go wrong.
Let me think about that.
Okay, topic for another episode. We've discussed all our top tips already. What to wear, where to go, who pays, and next steps.
I hope that was helpful, and tune in
next Thursday for our next episode. Bye.
Bye. That was extremely long.
I know.